Hello once again to Professor Lopez Bowlin's English 101 students. Once again, Tom Stow, your librarian. We talked in the last video about the general services of the library and the Learning Resource Center. Now we're going to talk about how to find resources for the papers that you're writing in the English 101 class. And I will use as my example the depiction of Latinos on television. Okay, so what we'll do is we're going to take a look at the OneSearch screen, which is right down here. This is a service that is supposed to do literally one search, everything in the library all at once. Obviously there's more to it than that, but it does actually do a pretty good job of showing everything that we can access in one place. So what I'm going to do is I'll put in the term depiction of Latinos on television, just as a simple, straight type of search here, and click on OneSearch. And it takes us to a set of items that we can work with. We can download, email, and so on and so forth. What we'll do is we'll take a look. First off, we'll need to click on where it says Sign In. Make sure that you click on the Sign In button. And then you will see where it says VCC CD Portal. And if you are already logged in, it will take you to this screen. If you are not logged into the portal, it will prompt you for your My VCC CD credentials. Okay, so here we have some examples of materials that could be used for sources in the paper that you're writing in English 101. There are a couple of things that you can do here. One of the requirements is that you have at least one peer-reviewed academic journal, and these are designated as peer-reviewed, as you'll see right here with this little purple symbol. And another thing that you'll want to do in most cases is you're going to want to cut things down by date. So I'm going to click on where it says creation date, and we're going to go to 2015 to 2020. Now obviously for this topic you might very well be looking at the historic angle as well as the depiction of Latinos on television today. However, just for the purposes of demonstration, I want to show you how to do that so that you remember that particular limiting factor. So notice that it says remember all filters here. You can click on Remember All Filters and it will remember that I only want the 5-year span. You can reset the filters, you can add additional ones. Now if you change the search strategy up here, your filters will remain in place. Okay, we talked about the peer-reviewed journals already. We'll take a look at one of these as an example. This peer-reviewed journal, The Effect of Primetime Television, Ethnic Racial Stereotypes on Latino and Black Americans, a longitudinal national level study. Click on Available Online, and it will give us a entrance to one of our database services where we can actually view the item. Actually, it gives us several choices here. This first one should be fine, the EBSCOhost Academic Search Complete. We can click on that and it will pull from the EBSCOhost database service, one of our paid services. And then the output options here are multiple. You can click on PDF full text and you can download it as a PDF document. You can use Google Drive to store the document there. You can also create a citation in MLA format by clicking here, and make sure that you cut and paste the Modern Language Association style here and for your Works Cited page. Another thing that you can do is that you can use the email option and click email, and then you can send the document text to yourself as a PDF attachment, and you can include the MLA citation with it. As mentioned, the Google Drive is also an option here. Okay, so that's an example of an academic peer-reviewed journal that is written from, as it says, the Journal of Broadcasting and Electronic Media. So this is an academic journal. But we also want to take a look at things that are non-academic. All right. To do that, we're going to scroll down the list here, and we see where it says resource type. So we'll click on resource type, and it does say newspaper articles, and it does say articles. Okay. One limitation of this system is that it doesn't have an option for magazine articles, so the magazines and academic journals are mixed together here. However, let's take a look at the newspaper articles, because there will be a substantial number of newspaper articles that could be used on this topic. So, Latino star having tons of fun on Jane, Latino-led shows are shaking up summer TV. And let's see, how about this one here from the LA Times? Latinos in culture commentary. Their stories are lost in a vacuum. Yet they remain absent from TV, film, and stage. Okay, we'll click on Available Online, and it will pull this item from the ProQuest database service. And you go to where it says View Record in ProQuest, and it pulls up a document here. So this is from the Los Angeles Times, and it has some output options as well, which we'll get to. It's taking its sweet time. There it is. Okay, Latinos in culture, commentary, etc. So here is the Los Angeles Times. It does not have, you can save it here as a PDF on your computer. You can click on this button for citation, etc. I'm actually not going to go into great detail here, because I am going to show you how to search the ProQuest database by itself in part 3. But just so you know, this is how to find articles from newspapers within the OneSearch system. So back to this screen here, and then you could, for example, click here to remember all filters if you want to keep the newspaper articles, or you can click here to take the filter off. All right, so that's the basics of searching in the OneSearch system across all of our paid database resources. Okay, so now what we're going to do is stop here, and we'll go to the next portion, which will be about searching the ProQuest database by itself, which I'll explain the reason for that in just a moment.